guys, welcome back to the channel. So this week we have a brand new iron to review for you, the new Miura PI-401.
Little game improvement, well, not exactly game improvement, but definitely for the higher handicap.
Yeah, it's a different category of iron from what we've been testing from Miura over the last couple of years. Obviously renowned for the forgings, the craftsmanship, the soft feel, all those things, but most of that leads you towards it being a player's iron. It's something for the lower handicaps, and I think it's an aspirational brand and an aspirational golf club to use a Miura. It's a bit of a signature that you're a player, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think too, as like being in the equipment side of the industry, it's a set you always want to own.
Yeah, so. Yeah, definitely. I think we both own Miuras. We both aspire to be better players. It's a reality, and it was nice to see a new addition to the family in the PI-401. They have had irons in the past, more on the game improvement side of things, but they've been out the line for a year or so now.
Definitely, yeah.
The Genesis model and a few prior to that, but this is a refinement of that. This is an improvement. It's an upgrade. I think anyone who sees this iron, who's in the market for a set of cavity backs but doesn't want an oversized offset ugly golf club, this is going to be on your shopping list.
Yeah, quite clean. I mean, that passing point, I guess that's what it was called back then.
That was what it used to be, yeah.
Was a little sluggish, bulky. Was okay in the market, but it never was what this to me looks, a billion times better.
Yeah, it really does. I think when I looked at it for the first time, I was pleasantly surprised with the lack of offset, and I don't think it's going to be something that people will want to blend in with the other irons, because it doesn't share the same forging process. It is a little bit different, but you want it to be that way. You're looking for more of a technical approach to the manufacturing process to extract other performance characteristics. You're not looking for that soft buttery feel. You're looking for a bit more explosive, distance orientated, give you a little bit more forgiveness across the face, and that's what you get. Yeah,
yeah. It helps expand their demographic of player to be in that Miura family of clubs, which is good. So
definitely. Okay, well let's hit a few. We're going to hit some pitching wedges, some sevens, some fours. Run through the kind of three areas of the bag, from the shorts, the mids, and the longs, and see how these perform.
Awesome. Okay. Nice strike.
Mm-hmm. Seven irons get some juice on it. It kind of felt like the wedge was almost surprising how far or how little distance it was offering additional from what I have. Like, to be honest, I felt like I was struggling to get it to my normal distance. Then that one's just screamed off the face 10 yards further. So it's maybe some good insight into what they've done, maybe from a progressive standpoint. The wedges, dialed the faces back a little bit. Seven iron starting to get a little bit hotter, a little bit more forgiveness, a bit more distance orientated, which I don't think is a bad thing.
No.
It's a bit better.
Find even the difference in sound from pitching wedge to seven iron. Like, these sound like an iron that not that you would want to use, but they sound like an iron. Whereas the pitching wedge just sound very, very high pitch, a little clicky.
I think what it actually was on the pitching wedge was I was a bit steeper and I couldn't get the sole through the ground. This feels like I'm like through the ground, clear, no problem at all. It was something about the sole design I couldn't do it with the wedge.
Decent strike.
Mm-hmm. I will say when you hit them pure, they feel good.
Yeah.
They really do feel good.
They definitely go. There's nothing.
Yeah.
They definitely have more juice than that, passing point ever did.
Way more.
A good strike. All right, so interesting test so far with the PI-401s. There's definitely a lot of consistency in them, which is nice. They still, like you said, part of the set gives that Miura feel. But I think one thing we noticed is that the pitching wedge is almost a little, not dead off the face, but not as jumpy as what the rest of the set is.
Yeah, it's kind of what you'd want it to be. It's not got that hot feel that people say that they feel like they get those flyers from. Never once hitting those wedges did I feel like I was going to get one that got away from me and all of a sudden go 8 or 9 yards longer. Didn't have that feeling with it at all, but the set did have some progression to it. I would say once I got to 7 iron, I could hear an acoustic change with the iron. I certainly felt some changes. The ball speed reacted pleasantly as well. The ball speeds were pretty quick for 7 irons. I mean, 128, I'm a 130 guy with a 6 iron, so 128 off of a 7 iron is pretty tasty.
Yeah, I mean, that progression of speed is nice throughout the set, especially as you get to the longer irons.
Yeah.
And the one thing we both, were noticing is, that 4 irons launching the same as your 7 iron.
That's one of the first things I look for in these stronger lofted sets. This isn't a crazy strong lofted set, the wedge at 44, the 7 at 31, that sort of thing. So you always think to yourself, what's it going to be like once you get to that 4? Is the 4 just going to be, for lower shots or hitting into the wind and stuff like that? But no bit of it. I mean, if you see the trajectories, I mean, the blue and the yellow, the 4 and the 7 iron, almost identical for peak height, which is really key for anyone, not so much a player my level, but the player who's looking at this type of iron to still be able to get the ball flight up in the air and get it stopping on the greens. It's a really good sign. Yeah,
and I think that comes down to as well a little bit of, call it tech in the head. You have a very faint V sole in there, which runs throughout the whole set. I mean, we can say that they've taken, best parts of certain irons in the market, like Strixon for the sole, and
looks like a Strixon sole, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, everyone knows that that's probably been a game changer for Strixon, and no one else really in the market does. And for them to be able to add it to the 401 is just another reason where you can put these in the bag, no problem. They can compete, and within the demo matrix this year, I mean, I think this will be one that all of our fitters ourselves will gravitate towards, because it's staying within the Miura brand, but it's also that game improvement, but still really clean profile. So
there's definitely some help in there.
Definitely. I think it looks clean. I think it looks like what a Miura iron should look like. It's definitely an impressive, set to, like we said earlier, expand their demographic of Miura players.
100%.
Right, really good test with the PI-401. Going to be a really strong contender this year versus Srixon ZX5, P790, Callaway Apex. Excited to see it this year within our fits and see the performance over the year. Stay tuned and we'll see you soon.